Hey gang, we are in Paducah, Kentucky this afternoon. We're right near actually Southern Illinois. I went to school at Southern Illinois University in Carbondale, so came here a couple of times. I know Paducah, some cool history here, and we're at Oak Grove Cemetery, very historic cemetery. You're gonna love this walk. And we're going to be going to the grave of a little boy who basically gave one of the most important things that he treasured on this earth. He, we'll call it, traded that for something that he wanted to give for a special mission. And it's quite a story. I want to shout out Heather, who told me about this story. This is nothing that's published, nothing that's very well known, I think, in the church, and maybe some in the community here know about it, but I think most do not. So I think it'll be great to visit the grave. I'm going to put the location on Find a Grave, so if you want to come out and see the little guy and pay respects, because after you hear the story, I drove a lot of miles out of the way to do this story. That's how important this was to me. I've been wanting to do this for a while. So let's take the walk. We'll look at some stones on the way, and I will tell you the story of little Rodney Ritchie. What a good boy. The year was 1896 here in Paducah. Henry Rodney Ritchie went by the name Rodney, 6 years old. He came from a family of 5. His mom's name was Drusilla, dad was William. He had 2 younger brothers, Elliot and William Jr. And sadly, 2 of his siblings had previously died. But there was a sister on the way in that year. Now, Dad family had a connection to the Hatfield and the McCoy families. I'm not sure what, but Heather was telling me that's a whole nother story. But we go here to a church that's pretty well known in town. It's the Broadway United Methodist Church of Paducah, Kentucky. And back then they had decided that they wanted to build a new building, a new church. And they needed money. So they started a fund. And within 4 days of the church announcing the money drive, there was a little boy who came forward. It was Rodney. He didn't have any money, though. He had taken the only thing that he had, the only thing that he treasured, as I was saying, alluding to, and it was his beautiful pet canary. And he sold his pet canary for $1, around $1. He donated it to the church, and they were so touched. They just, I mean, imagine it. It pulled on the heartstrings of everybody there. They decided to name the actual fund after him, the Rodney Ritchie Fund. And they were collecting money. He really started the ball rolling. It was their very first donation. Sadly, though, just 2 weeks after all of this, he donated his money, and the drive really was kicking off. Poor little Rodney was hit by a trolley car. He was going to Roman Park here. There was a church May Day celebration. He wanted to go. It was going to be really fun. But he got hit and he died. It was only 2 weeks before his 7th birthday. So the church, basically, everyone was completely devastated. completely devastated. So the church decided that they wanted to memorialize the little guy, little Rodney, and when the church was built, they had a special stained glass window, and it's got his name in it, and it still exists today. And this is the coolest part of the story, because there were some disasters that happened, fires, and a couple decades later, church burned down. Everything was destroyed except that stained glass. That's right. Had to be a miracle. Rodney's stained glass was untouched. And since then there were floods and other fires, but Rodney's glass stood strong. It was never damaged. Well, I got to tell you, the story really hit me hard because it reminded me of a little angel. Many years ago, or when I was young, I heard this Christmas tune by Bing Crosby called The Littlest Angel. If you haven't heard it, it's about it was announced that the Christ child was going to be born, and the angels in heaven were all getting the gifts assembled, big pile, all fancy stuff. And there was a little angel, I think he was 4 years old, and he had nothing to give. He had nothing that he could match to this beautiful array of gifts. So he took the most important things from earth that he had, that he took with him, which was the wings of a butterfly, 2 shiny stones, and the worn out collar of his faithful dog. And he put that in there. And he thought, well, it's the best I could do, and he went off and prayed. Well, God came down and he looked at everything, and guess what he picked out? He picked out the little boys, the littlest angels' gifts. And he basically said that these were, and this is the key to this story, that gift was born out of love. There's no greater gift than that. And he made that the Star of Bethlehem. That's generally how the story goes. And when I heard this story from Heather, that's what I thought of. That this guy, this little guy, he's the littlest angel. Right. Let's go to his grave here. Tiny little stones mark his grave. Heather's been trying to find the mother's grave. I know from the cemetery, I checked, the father is buried here, no headstone. I think there's others from the family that have no headstone. But if you come to the roads Silent and Cypress, you see that Steinauer, you come right over here, that's where their grave. You know what I'm going to do? Before I leave, I'll make a find a grave. Because there's one surviving picture of Rodney with the family, and it's really hard to see him. Picture's really old and rough, but you can see his essence in that picture. You can see his eyes. You can see what he looked like. And here is his grave. Little tiny stone. Look at that. Rodney. That's Rodney. And there's two other stones here. One is Eva, which again I don't recognize, or Reuben. I think that says Reuben. But yeah, there's Rodney's stone. I'm glad he's marked. All right, guys, I wanted to tell you that story. It's a heartfelt story. Really, like I said, really hit me. So, all right, the stained glass. Let's go to the church. I haven't gone yet. Let's go. I got permission. Heather got it set up. I talked to the people there. They're going to let us film inside. So let's go. Rest in peace, little Rodney and family. Rest in peace. Well, there it is, gang. Broadway Methodist. I'm here a little bit early this morning. Wanted to get a look outside before we go inside, kind of check it out. They open about a half hour. Oh, look at this. A little history. Yeah. Paducah's oldest institution, 1832. And look at that, it does talk about the fire, destroyed by fire, 1929, and rebuilt. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Let's have a look here. Yeah, there's the stained glass windows, but that is not the one. What a beautiful church. Look at the workmanship. Look at the limestone. Look at the stonework. Broadway Methodist Church. Way up. Look at the pedestal light. The copper work. Boy, great history here. Great history. Well, let's look for the stained glass. It's got to be one of these. No, it's not up there. It's not this one. It's cornerstone. It's got to be over here. Nope, not that one. It's not up there. Nope. Here's the side entry. No, not up there. Oh, wait. Yeah, this has got to be it. There's the canary. Yeah, that's Rodney's canary, guys. Look at that. That's his bird. This is it. Let's see, it should be written on the bottom. In memory of, yeah, it's written backwards. You can see Master Rodney Ritchie. Wow. Well, Wonder if we can get inside. Well, it's not open. I can see it's bolted, but that's okay. Oh yeah. Look at. You can see. It looks like they have maybe the story there, right? Yeah. And there's the canary. Well, what's great is we're here first thing in the morning and it's facing east, this wall. So we get to see the brilliance of a beautiful sunny day. All right, well, can't wait to get inside, guys. Okay, so I'll just hang out here until they open up, and then we're going in. We are inside the church, and it is stunning. Look at the lights. Beautiful space. Look at all the woodwork and, of course, the stained glass. So, let's go to the side door without further ado and look for Rodney's glass. Here we are. Interesting, look at the light. Beautiful sunny morning, and there is the canary. And they have a little outline, of what the story is all about. So there you go, in memory of Master Rodney Ritchie. How about that? And this glass survived all of these disasters. Suffer little children to come unto me. The tiniest angel.
Let me tell you a tale that is often told in the great celestial hall, all about an angel only 4 years old, the littlest angel of all. How all day he would play with a little box that to others had no worth. Oh, but there were treasures in this little box, the treasures he'd brought from earth. Just a butterfly with golden wings, a little piece of a hollow log, 2 shiny stones from a riverbank, and the worn-out strap of his faithful dog. Then the angels all heard that the Holy Child would be born in Bethlehem, and they all brought presents for the Holy Child, and each gift was a heavenly gem. Then the littlest angel put his little box with the presents fine and rare, and the littlest angel sat alone and cried, for his gift was so meager and bare.
Just a butterfly with golden wings, a little piece of a hollow log, two shiny stones from a riverbank, and the worn-out strap of his faithful dog.
But the Lord chose the gift of the little box that a child had blessed with love, and it started glowing that very night. It became the star up above. When you see that star as it shines on high in the great celestial hall, you will know the proudest angel in the sky is the littlest angel of all.
With his butterfly with golden wings, a little piece of a hollow log,
Two shiny stones from a riverbank, and the worn-out strap of his faithful